We now know after years of experience that carbon taxes aren't doing the one thing they're supposed to do. Here's why. The sole purpose of a carbon tax is to reduce industrial greenhouse gas emissions linked to human-induced climate change. But since 1990, global emissions have increased by 62%. One of the problems is that countries that have imposed carbon taxes have been using them to raise revenues, but not to lower emissions. An ideal and effective carbon tax is 100% revenue neutral to the government. That means the government doesn't make any money from imposing the tax. What it does do is it lowers other taxes, ideally income taxes, at the same rate as it raises carbon taxes. What does that accomplish? Well, first of all, people get to keep more of the money they've earned because their income taxes are lower. And second, they can save more money over time by lowering their carbon footprint. For example, by buying a fuel-efficient vehicle instead of a gas-guzzling one. But a new study by Canada's Fraser Institute shows that in 14 major countries that have introduced carbon taxes, 74% of the revenues raised are simply going into government coffers to do whatever they want. The other problem is that carbon taxes that start out revenue neutral often don't end that way. British Columbia has had a carbon tax since 2008. It started out as revenue neutral. It was widely praised by environmentalists and governments around the world as one of the world's best carbon taxes. It's the model that Prime Minister Justin Trudeau used for his carbon tax. So what's happened 12 years later? Well, BC's carbon tax is no longer revenue neutral. Its emissions have gone up 10% in the last 3 years, and they've gone up 5 times in the last 7 years. If carbon taxes are ever going to do what they're supposed to do, governments are going to have to stop using them simply to raise the money they take from us and use them to actually lower emissions. I'm Laurie Goldstein of the Toronto Sun. We're always interested to hear your views, and please follow us on Facebook and our YouTube channel.